All right, guys, I've been getting requests to move the training up an hour. Some of you guys, it's like falling at your lunchtime or it's too late at night. So what I was going to do is I was going to move next week to 9 a.m. same day. So on Tuesday, 9 a.m. If that works for you guys, great. If not, let me know. This is for you guys. So I have a little bit of flexibility there as far as times, but 10 a.m. was kind of what I thought would be the best time for you, but apparently it's not working for a lot of you guys. So I want to make sure that I can adjust it to get you guys on. So next Tuesday, 9 o'clock, we'll be doing the training. And if it works for everyone, I'll just keep it Tuesday at 9. If we need to adjust it, I'll adjust it, but I'll be putting that in the Facebook group. So just, I know there's only 2 of you on the call right now, but just for next week, it's going to be at 9 a.m. Okay. So, and then just so you guys know as well, we're going to try to keep these to 1 hour long. The other kind of feedback I've been getting too, it's been for people that are rewatching it, an hour is really long for them. So like I said, I'm trying to make this as informative as possible, but at the same time, not too long. So you guys feel burdened by watching, the replays and stuff. So, and the other thing too, is we're currently in the rebuild. So we're rebuilding the current platform, and we had our first week of design sprinting done. And so we'll be asking for some beta testing. And this first one is going to be regarding the signing up, the whole new sign up process. So if you guys are interested in doing some beta testing for us, please email me. It's brandon@ptenhance.com. Let me know, and I will put you on the next list to do some testing. So we'll be doing this now for the next, I would say probably year or so. But this first design sprint just got done. And so the first kind of prototype is going to be the sign up process. So for not only for trainers, but for clients. And that's really just getting into the new app and downloading from the App Store and all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested, please let me know, and I will put you on the list. And I think we're going to only have like 3 trainers per session. So I'll just kind of select at random, but I just wanted to give you kind of heads up on that. And I guess we'll get going. So it looks like Vanessa's putting in how to create workouts, how to create a button for PayPal. When you say, Vanessa, would you say I'm having a hard time seeing the screen when I try to follow procedures? What screen are you referring to? Are you talking about the PayPal screens, or when I'm sharing my screen right now? Like, help me out with that one. And while she's answering, guys, I want to show you I'm going to share my screen real quick and we'll get going. Jay, if you can monitor that for me.
Yeah, no problem.
That'd be great. I know Vanessa Will had wrote in saying that she wanted to hop on a call. So it's the only question I have this week. So Vanessa,
I do have a question for the attendees on here. Have you guys received your onboarding videos and gone through those? It seems like a lot of people that I talk to somehow have not got those through the emails that we send out. A lot of times these questions can be answered through those little short videos that you made, which are awesome, B.
Yeah, so just so you guys know too, we just had that added, so if you're in your account right now, if you go to support videos, I had the developers just add that. So now if you guys are in your account, you click on support videos, it's going to take you to the onboarding course. Okay, so now you don't need to worry about going back to that link. Now it's right in here. So all the videos, and I'll be continuing to add to it. So I just shot a ton of videos for this last week, and I'm adding to it as well. So it's just going to pop up a new window. So you'll notice if you're in here, same thing with the help desk. If you guys want to check out those onboarding videos, it's just under support, click on support videos. It'll open up a new tab. You guys can go through it, and once you're done, click on it. It goes back into your account. Okay. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Jay. I know a lot of people are asking about those videos. So real quick, before Vanessa's putting some questions in, we looked at over here, you guys had asked about changing this right here. Now this is going to be the default name of your business. Okay. And so we added a new, you'll notice right here, it says PTE Fitness. That's my name. So it says PTE Fitness up here. So to change that now, all you need to do is go into colors and settings. And once you're in colors and settings, you'll notice right here, navigation title. So for example, if there's nothing in here, it's going to pre-populate your business name. So if I were to put in like Brandon's Fitness, if I wanted to change it and hit save configuration, what it's going to do now is, you'll know when I go back in here, it's going to, once I refresh it, it'll say Brandon's Fitness here now. Okay. So we just added that back. Now that was functionality we had before, but once we did the new updated version, this kind of got lost. So it's back in there. So if you guys are, emailing in, asking that, hey, I want to change my business name up here, or I want to add a logo or whatever. Once you, for example, on this one, the navigation icon would be here. Okay. So you could put your little logo up there too. So that's where the navigation icon would be. So if I wanted to put like a little logo next to it, I could put a logo there and then my business name. Or if you want just the logo there, I believe that's a good question. I think we'll probably need to have an overlay there. But I think the questions we've been getting a lot of were people saying that they wanted to put their business name and then a logo right next to it. So those sections now are right here. So the icon and then the title. But like I said, if you guys clear that out of there and hit save, it's just going to default whatever your business name is. Okay, so mine will go back to PTE Fitness because that's what my business name is there. Okay. So I know there's a bunch of new things like iPad version. They've just redid the iPad version as well. So the iPad stuff is all now up to date. There's a new release you guys are going to see. I believe it's tomorrow. The site will be shut down again because we're doing some more updates to the system. So if you guys do have any questions regarding functionality or something in your site's not working correctly, please reach out to support@ptenhance.com. Don't ask Jason or myself, because if you ask us and we solve that question for you, then it doesn't go through the checkoff process in support. And they're working on all these to make sure it goes site-wide, just not on individual accounts, okay? Jay, was there any other, looks like.
Yeah, so Vanessa chimed in. She's having some problems with the screen as you're sharing it. It seems like some people are with the update through Zoom. It's blurry and small again. On my screen, it's not. It seems like on some people's it is. And so that's what she was referring to.
Even now the screen is small and blurry. That's weird because I'm sharing let me try this then. Let me try.
I do know that on the replay, on the Facebook replays, everything is great.
Yeah, let me try, rather than doing Google Chrome, let me go desktop, because it has here optimized screen share for video clip. So let me maybe best full screen video clip viewing experience. So let me try that. Let me know if that looks any better. It says the video thumbnails have been minimized. Yeah, that's weird, Vanessa. I know Zoom has done a lot of updates. I don't know if you've updated your Zoom now with everybody doing, at home screen shares and business from Zoom. They've had to make a bunch of adjustments just due to the overload on their system. So, Vanessa, can you see it now better? Is it, no, still blurry?
The words got bigger on my screen.
Let me try something else then. Is anyone else having, I know we got a few people on the call. Nick, Ricardo, Monique, are you guys having any issues with seeing it as well? I know on the replay videos, when I post them, they're super crisp and clear. So I don't know if it's.
So your words are a little bit blurry. They kind of go in and out on my screen. Vanessa, at the very top, there's a black drop down that says View Options. Hit that tab. You might be at original size. Go ahead and click that to fit your window or to original size. It does make it bigger or smaller.
Because I have optimized screen share for video clip. So maybe if I take that off.
It looks crystal clear now. Looks great.
Let me, let me do that. Maybe share computer sound. Okay. Let me know if that's better. All right. See what we got in the chat here. Much better. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, yeah, sorry about that, Vanessa. So when I do the recordings, it gives you an option to like optimize for video, so it's a better quality video. So maybe that little functionality is kind of broke. So anyways, okay, let me go back over the questions. How to create workouts. Okay, well, there's quite a few here, Vanessa. So how to create workouts, how to create a button for PayPal. Now, when it comes to PayPal, are you asking how you want to put a button on your website for PayPal? Because the way that our system works is everything is ran through. If you're on your site here, if you were to put like a PayPal button on here, it's not going to go through the system. If you wanted to put your own PayPal button on here, that's something you're gonna have to reach out to support and have the developers do that. Obviously, that's for security purposes. But I don't know if that's what you're asking for, because if you go into, for example, our shop here, and they were to buy your products and services, these are all basically tied in. Let me have to sign out real quick so I can show you. But these are all tied into the website, so you wouldn't need the PayPal buttons. You just go into services, and your clients can buy right from here. So this membership, they would click on that, and then the add to cart, all that stuff these are the PayPal buttons. So if we go here, hit a checkout, you'll notice towards the end, you'd have to log in, save and continue to put your name in, and then you check out through PayPal that way. So if you're actually looking to put a PayPal button on your website, you would definitely have to reach out to support for that, because that's going to be a coding thing. And they would get the code stuff from PayPal. That's not anything that, now on the new website that we do, that's with any software too, you guys. If you guys are adding any type of payment buttons and stuff like that, it's not as easy as it used to be, because now with fraud and security, they've made adding buttons now code. So unless you're on a shopping cart like a Shopify or something like that, you have options to turn buttons on and off. But on a general website, it makes things a little bit more difficult. Let me see what. Vanessa, I thought that's what it said in the video. What do you mean? Vanessa, you want me to bring you on the call so you can actually ask the questions? We've never done that before, but I know you got some questions, so I want to make sure that you get your questions answered, unless you want to just do this over chat. And then Ricardo, how do you make your site appear on search engines like Google? So for one, you need to make sure that you're not using a .pt enhance, like a subdomain. Do you have your own custom domain, such as if it was RicardoWalkerFitness.com or something like that? Yeah, so you got to remember, we provide you guys with a subdomain. So for example, mine is, anytime you sign up for a free account or a paid account through PT Enhance, you're going to get a subdomain, which is a .ptenhance.com. Now that's a subdomain we provide for you guys, so you guys don't need to go out and do any hosting. If you want to rank on Google and search engines, you need to go buy your own custom domain, because ptenhance.com will always outrank you, because obviously that's our domain. So I would do this, Ricardo. I would go to GoDaddy, or any type of domain provider. Go to GoDaddy and search for a domain for example, if I went Ricardo, not saying you would do this, but fitness, it says it's taken. So you need to find one of these that are available that you like, and then you buy it. I think it's like $12 a year. And then once you do that, Ricardo, reach out to support. And then what they do is on the back end, they'll tie that into your account. You'll notice in here too, you will see, I got to log back into my account, you guys, hold on. You'll notice in here, we do have a, like Google Analytics, so you can put Google Analytics in there, but that's not for really like for search engine. If you want to do any type of SEO, that is, takes a lot of time for one. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's not as easy as just, putting your name in there and it shows up first on Google. But what you will notice in your account under website, colors and settings, you'll see down here at the bottom, you have a Google Analytics key. Basically what that's going to do is once you put your key in here, or Facebook Pixel, this is for marketing. Once you put your Google Analytics key here, that's something you'd have to set up on your own. We don't do any support with Google. But what happens is once you set up a Google Analytics account and you put your key in there, it's going to tell you where all your visitors are coming from. So it's just more like an analytical output of everyone that's coming to your website. But just want to remember, you want to go to GoDaddy and you want to get a custom domain. I just say GoDaddy because I've been using GoDaddy forever, but there's like Namecheap, there's Dollar Domains, there's a bunch of different places out there. But once you buy your domain, then just reach out to support, and you'll notice in here in your account, go into feedback and questions, and just let them know. Just say, hey, I just bought my custom domain. This is what it is. I need to get that tied to my account, and they're going to provide you instructions on how to do that. Okay. But that's the only way you guys are going to rank. So if you guys are on this call, yeah, you're welcome, Ricardo. That's the only way, because you got to remember, we have thousands of people or trainers, right, that are on our system that have a .ptenhance.com. Okay. So search engines aren't going to populate ptefitness.ptenhance.com above ptenhance.com, if that makes sense. Okay. So in order for you guys to go out there and start getting Google rankings and showing up in Google search, then you would need to go get your own custom domain. All right. Now this is purely just a tip for you guys. Now with SEO, it's the algorithms have changed so much. There's a lot of things as far as backlinking and, refer sites, and there's a bunch of stuff that you have to do now to rank. So you guys need to be very active, very active on Facebook, Instagram. Those are free platforms that drives a lot of traffic, and all of our stuff is based on URL. So you could be pushing people to your website just from your social media account. So in your social media accounts, make sure you have your website on there. If it's not the custom domain yet, still link the PTE Fitness or whatever your business name is on PT Enhance. Give them that URL, and then once you get your custom domain, just change it. Because what that's going to do, that's going to refer people over to your website. Okay, so hope that helps, Ricardo. Sorry, I can't really get too far into SEO and stuff. I've actually moved away from that, and we're doing more like paid advertising now. And the reason why for that is just because just remember, SEO is is the long-term game, and a lot of effort in there. Paid advertising is instant. You get traction right away. So Vanessa, can you still not see my screen? Jay, does my screen still look blurry?
No, it looks really good.
Okay, cool. So Vanessa, I'm going to go over your questions then. So for example, I'm going to save the how to create workouts till the end. I think the how to create a button for PayPal I answered. How to check if money goes into the account. So there's two ways this happens. Vanessa, you'll notice when money runs in your account and you're doing this through your site. Now, if you guys are using PayPal, like she had mentioned, a button, if you're using a PayPal button or something like that outside of our site, then our site won't track your purchases. But you'll notice down here, your purchase section, you'll see when money starts coming in. Okay, you'll also notice you'll get an email message here. It'll say you just received, $275 from, Jason, whoever it is, it's going to show you. And then what you would do is you would go into your PayPal account, and I have a demo account. So you just go into PayPal, and we just provide the integration for you guys. Okay, so what that means is we don't have access to your PayPal account. We can't go in there to your PayPal account and see if money went in there. We just provide that integration. So what that means is anytime someone buys something, you'll get notified in your account that someone's bought something, or you'll see right here that a purchase has came through. But in order for you to actually go into your PayPal account, you actually have to log in. Okay, you have to go to paypal.com, and let me just find an account that I have, a demo account. All right. I think, let me try to find another one. I don't want to show you guys my actual think it's a demo. Maybe it's a demo account. Anyways, I think it's hold on guys, let me try to find. I don't use PayPal. I have a personal account, but I don't have. Let me try to find my password real quick for. Give me 1 second. Because what you guys are going to see on here is all your activity, and oh, here we go. Give me 1 second. So that's a demo. Hopefully it's the same. All right. So I'm logging in right now to my demo account, and you'll notice in here, like this, like I said, this is a demo account I've used, but you'll see, yes. So what happens is when you set up a PayPal account, Vanessa, you'll have to link your, so you don't have to do it at first. When you first set up your PayPal account, like for example, right now, you'll say view all activity. Once you click on that, you're going to come in, you're going to see, I have no transactions because it's a demo. I'm not putting money through it, but you'll see all your transactions here. Okay. And what you'll notice too, is you'll have a payout area. Like when you go into here, your settings, when you set up your PayPal account, you're going to put in your address, your email, your phone. You want to add all this stuff in here, right? And this one is not a business. You want to upgrade to a business account. Very, very simple to do. It's just all you do is provide a social security number or a tax ID. Okay. And then once you're done with this, you're going to go into your, where's it at? They just changed this up. You're going to link your bank account to it. And what happens is once you link your bank account to it, let me try to find that for you because that might be a helpful account right here. I think it's right here. Maybe if, no, you don't have to upgrade. Security payments, notifications. What's going to happen is once you see money in here, you can transfer it to your bank account. Okay. PayPal just did a new update. So this is complete. This whole dashboard is completely changed, and that's going to happen. But once you guys are in here, you'll notice once you set it up, maybe it's because I have to upgrade to a business account. Let me see what that does. So this is saying use an email with your business account, a new email, which means you'll have a personal and a business. Or if you want to use your current one, you can just switch this over to a business account. Let me just do that, see what it does. Yeah, so you're going to put your business name in here. Basically, you're going to fill out this information. Once you upgrade, it doesn't cost you any extra money. It's just going to, now you're going to be able to do reoccurring billing. And I mentioned that in the, when you set the PayPal inside here, if you guys go through the support videos, setting up your PayPal account down here, setting up PayPal, I go over, make sure that you do a business account because that'll allow you to charge reoccurring billing inside PT Enhanced. But once you do this, you sign this up through that, you'll have an option to link your bank. And once you link your bank, what's going to happen is how it used to be, is they're going to deposit like 2 deposits into that account. Like one might be for 1 cent, another one might be for 3 cents. And then you need to verify that. It takes a couple of days. That's how they verify your bank. And once it's verified, then obviously they take that money back out of your account. And now your bank account is linked to your PayPal. And what happens is when someone buys something inside PT Enhance, they buy, well, I say inside PT Enhance, but inside of your account. Once you set up in e-commerce, your services or products, right? Say, for example, I have a service set up and someone buys this membership, $150. What's going to happen is the $150 is going to go into your PayPal account minus the fees. PayPal charges like 2.5% and 30 cents per transaction. Okay. So that $150, you might get $143 or something like that. And once you get $143, you'll notice it's going to come back in your activity. And what you'll have is once you have that fee here, you'll say transfer to bank. Now we'll just transfer it right into your bank account. Okay. So we don't do support with PayPal, Vanessa, just so you know. But what happens is once you go into PayPal, or once you go into your e-commerce and you set up your PayPal account, you'll go under settings here and you'll put your email that's associated with your PayPal account right here. And you'll select your currency. You want to make sure you have live payments checked. Once that's checked, and hit save changes, then your store will start accepting payments through PayPal. Okay. But I can go over that with you at a later time too, Vanessa, if that doesn't make sense. But first thing you need to do, go to paypal.com and, for example, go into here and go sign up. But I do have that video in here on how to do that. So if you want to watch that, you can. But you just sign up through here, a business account, go continue, put all the information they require, and you'll go through the verification process. And whatever the email is you have associated with this account, once you're done signing up, you'll just put that email right here under PayPal, and that's going to be under e-commerce and settings. Go to PayPal, select, put your name on there, your email address, select what currency, live payments, hit save changes, and you're good to go. Okay. You've done all that. Yeah, Vanessa, there's no other step. Once you're signed up through PayPal, then you're going to put your PayPal email here, the currency you're accepting. Make sure you check. If you don't check live payments, right, then your account, your store is not going to accept the PayPal. You have to have live payments checked and hit save changes, and then you're good to go. And then once that money does go into your account, you'll notice here, you'll get notified too. Once PayPal is going to notify you as well that you have a payment. So you're going to get notified from us. You're going to have right here, you're going to show, for example, that $157 or whatever is going to show here. You'll get notified here, right here as well, that a purchase has been made. You can see that purchase, but PayPal also sends you an invoice as well to your email that you associated with PayPal. Okay, so you're going to get, I know it's kind of a lot of emails, but I guess getting emails regarding you receiving money is not a bad thing, right? So, what's the other question? Okay, how to input your name into the assessments. Okay, so for example, if you guys are going into the assessments area, now I'm going to go over a questionnaire, but it's going to be exactly the same. So for example, if I wanted to put my name on a consent form and waiver, right? I'm just going to use this as an example. Go to these three little dots and hit copy and edit. Once you go into copy and edit, you can change the name if you want or leave it the same. I'm going to put consent form and waiver. Hit save. What's going to happen now? It's going to open this up, and then you'll have an option to put your own logo. So your own logo can go here. Right now we have a PT Enhance logo, but you can upload your own logo there. And once you do that, you upload, just hit save, okay? And then you'll go into the sections area. And once you're, says my, you guys can still hear me? Hey Jay, can you still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? All right. Hey, I don't know what happened. It says my internet is unstable, so it looks like everyone's starting to hop online here in California. We just got shut down again, you guys, so everyone's forced back inside. So what we'll do here is we'll go upload here, and then we'll go into the new, let me refresh this. We'll go to sections area, and we'll notice we can actually put in our information, okay? So this, for example, we could put our name in here. So I could put, Brandon in here, whatever I want. You can make your adjustments in here, okay? So Vanessa, I believe, is that what you were asking? Do you want your logo, or did you actually want to change content? I believe if it's a logo, that any one of those, like you just follow what I just did, you just copy and edit, and then you'll go into that first step into overview, and then you'll choose your logo. So I think that's probably what you're looking for, is uploading your logo. Okay, you went to the wrong area. Yeah, so the only way to do that in our system, the new systems will be different. Like I said, we're rebuilding the new platform, so it's gonna be completely different. But any one of these forms, say for example, you want to go into consent form, just make sure you go copy and edit, okay? And that's going to open up that form, because all these forms we have in here are templates and they're locked, okay? So you can't change any of these, but if you go to copy and edit, you can, okay? And then just walk through that process, again, renaming it, whatever you want to name it. Just so you know, I do want to go over this real quick. If, for example, I change this consent form and waiver, Maybe we just want to change the name just so we have it right. And we uploaded some stuff, we changed whatever. Once we hit save, you'll notice it's been saved, but what you have to do is you'll go under questionnaires, click back on questionnaires, and you'll see saved Q&A right here. You actually have to publish it first, okay? So you're like, hey, where'd that go? Go to save Q&A, and you'll see that consent form and waiver form, right? That's here. We'll have to go over here and hit publish. And once we publish that, okay, we can put it in a folder, and we can put it in our questionnaires folder, or if we want to create an authorization, let's just create an authorization or consent form. Let's put consent forms and hit yes. You'll notice once it saves this, right? When you're inside your account, like your questionnaires, if I went back over here, we're in questionnaires, you'll see my questionnaires at the top, and that new folder consent forms is right here. And that new form that we just did now shows up right here, okay? So don't go back into the PT Enhanced questionnaires, because these are all of the questionnaires that are locked, okay? You can't change any of those. If you copy and edit any of the forms, they're gonna land in your My Questionnaire section. But before they land here, they're gonna land in Save Q&A, and you need to make sure you publish them first. Once you publish them, then they'll land in your My Questionnaires area up here, okay? Either under all, you can select all, or you can put them in actual folders, okay? Hey, you're welcome, Vanessa. Hope that helped. I'm going to go over your last question right now. If there's anyone else that has any questions, please let me know, and I'm going to go over how to create a workout. I want to make sure that's it. Okay. Vanessa, do you want me to go how to create a workout real quick? Or is that? If there's anybody on the call right now that has any questions, please put them in there, and I will go over those for you. If you want, I will go over. Let me just go over how to create a workout, okay? Yeah, I don't see no. Okay, perfect. So let's just do that. So we're gonna create a workout real quick. Now, just for you guys, for your me being 100% transparent, I am not a trainer, okay? So if I do something that makes no sense with periodization or how to build a program, please don't hold my feet to the fire. I know I've done it before. I built a program for someone. They're like, well, that program wouldn't work. So I'm like, well, I know I'm not a trainer. I'm a software guy. So I'm a marketing guy. So let's do this. Let's go into programs, and you have a couple areas here. I always recommend, if you guys want to start from scratch, you can. That's create new. That means you're going to create a program with nothing in it. You're just basically, it's a blank slate. If you want to create from a template, you can. Or if you wanted to go to a templated programs, for example, and wanted to build off that, you can as well. From this example, though, I'm just going to go create new. And just so you know, too, this is one of our big kind of, I would say the biggest thing that we're looking at improving on the new platform is how to build programs. Okay, so I know people have emailed me and asked me if building programs on the new platform will be a little bit more intuitive and easier. And yes, that's on our list, the #1 thing. Okay, so when you come in here, create a new program from scratch, you'll notice there's going to drop 2 sections here. Now, how those sections work is we have a stretching section. This could be resistance, this could be cardio. You can change out these sections however you like. The reason why we have sections on here is because when you go to your workout schedule, you can drop these sections. So for example, if, and you'll notice right now, it just says day 1 through 7, because we haven't assigned a date yet when they're going to start. But let's just say, for example, today's Tuesday, and we were to assign it today, then it's going to fall right here. So if I wanted them to stretch in the morning and I wanted them to do a workout in the afternoon, that's how I could place these sections on the workout schedule. Now, remember, if you guys just take one section and you add a bunch of stretches and resistance stuff and cardio, all of that to one section, just remember, if you do that, you can. It's just once you put it on here, they're going to be doing all that workout every single time on the slot. This allows you to break it up, okay? So allows you to stretch, maybe have a stretching section here and a different stretching section over here, or allow them to do something in the morning, something in the afternoon, okay? So let's go back into the sections builder. And let's say for stretches, now once you're in here, we're gonna call this program. I always just do core workout, whatever. So this is what the name of the program is going to be. Your program notes will go in here. So let's maybe say a 4-week core program. Now I've seen trainers in here, guys, basically lay out everything in here. You know, all of their dynamics and all that stuff. It's totally up to you. This is actually a section where clients will see that before they start their program. Okay. There is note sections inside of the workouts as well. But there's just a couple areas that you can add your notes. So I'm just gonna put 4-week core program, and then down here you can change the name. So once I hit, click out of that and hit, I can change this to maybe warm up or corrective stretches or whatever I want. Okay, I'm just gonna leave warm up for now. And then what we would do is, considering we're under stretch, we would go add exercises. Now when we go to add exercises, you'll notice it's going to give us the exercise database. Now there's 3,000 exercises. Actually, there's 3,500 in here now, I think. And with the new rebuild, I think we're at about 4,000. Okay. There's a lot of exercises in here. So these filters become very, very important. Okay. So there's a couple ways to search for exercises. Now, considering we're in a stretching section, we can select type stretch. And if we were to hit this little search button right here, it's going to filter out all of the stretchings exercises in the database. Okay, there's a ton of them in here. Now, if you want to go down and break it down even farther, say, for example, we're doing core, we can go stretch and we can go into muscle groups and hit core and then search. And then it's going to give us a bunch of core stretches. Okay, like 3 pages of just core stretches. So that's one way you can kind of filter down the database. Or if you wanted to type the name in, up here, you could do the same thing. So for example, if I wanted to do something in movement patterns or something to do with the groin, I can hit clear filters here, go back into stretch and hit groin, and then enter that. And it's going to bring up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 groin stretches. Okay. Just for the groin. All right. So once we have that in there, say for example, we want them to do this Indian sit here, we'd hit add. Maybe we want them to do a rotation, we hit add, and then say we want to do like a groin stretch and full squat, add it. Now, once I've added those, we can just click back out into here, which will get rid of that. You'll notice those 3 stretches now get added to our section, our stretching section. Now, if you say, hey, well, Brandon, I want them to do the groin stretch first, well, you can just hover that up and just move those around. So you can maneuver those however you like. Now you can maneuver them at any given time. So you can go in there and you can put your acute variables in. Let's say you want them to do, 1 set, maybe 5 reps, tempos. Let's just go slow, no rest. Okay, kind of do that all the way through. And once you save it, it is going to save those acute variables. Okay, now if I want to move those down, it's fine. You can make adjustments at any time throughout this. Okay, same thing. You can move this down here. So for example, we had another stretching section down here. We could just move it down to the next section. Okay, so it does allow you to move between sections as well. Okay, I'm going to put that back into here. Actually, I got to drop that back into like that. Okay, and once that's saved, you'll notice there's a little bar here that's actually saving. So allow it to save before you guys get out. And I always recommend hitting save before you leave the next screen too, just so it saves that information for you. But once we're in here and say we want to add some more exercise, we go back to add exercise. Same thing, filter gets brought back up, hit stretch. Let's say we want to go into maybe a different, let's go hip, stretch the hip a little bit, hit search. You'll notice now, I'm just going to go back to way back here into this page. Okay. Let's say we want to do this triangle pose. We want to add that one. And let's do this lying groin stretch as well. Actually, I'm gonna do the seated hip stretch. And then, for example, if you've added those 2, then you could go back in and go to clear filters, and then you can add more. So you can start building it that way. But what you'll notice, what I've always kind of recommend is, it's up to you guys on how you want to do it. But once you start adding these and you assign, for example, if I go back out and I've assigned, this to a client, what's going to happen next time you go into the database, right? It's going to fall into your library because you've already assigned them before. Okay, so you'll notice once you assign these, it's going to show up in your My Library. So we have a lot of trainers that build programs, and then they'll just go into their library. They won't even search the PT Enhanced library. They'll just go into their library, okay? Because that's where all the exercises they've assigned land. Other thing too is make sure if you're in here, for example, you're in these and you say, let's just go back into the stretch one more time, and we'll go back into the muscle group and go into hip. And we'll search that one more time. Let's say, for example, this 90-90, we use this a lot, right? This is maybe part of our protocol. We do this a lot, these two. Just hit this star, and what will happen is once you star them, next time you come back in to search, you can prioritize to favorites, and those will show up first. So for example, if I were to get back out of that, and I went back into add, say we wanted to add those stretches, we'd go into stretches, hit stretch, and we could just go and hit search, and our star, that 90-90 and that kneeling hip flexor will show up first because we've starred those, okay? So that's another kind of a shortcut for you. But once you have your exercises in there and you went through and edited those and you've put your sets, your reps, your tempo, your rest, any type of notes, once you have all that in here, you hit save. And then what we'll do now is we'll just build out our next section. So for example, this is core. So we would obviously want to go resistance. And we'd want to go add exercise, same thing we did before. Look at the database and we would select resistance now. And then we could search the database based on either movement patterns, if we want them to do maybe some type of lunges, or if we wanted them to do, for example, here, some quads. We can break down that database based on that, okay? So equipment, if you want them to use bands or a bench, you can break them down that way, okay? So for this example, let's just go in and say for the core, I'm gonna close that up and say we're gonna go muscle groups and go core. And you can break these down to even farther, inner and outer, but I'm just gonna select core and hit search. And now these are gonna be all resistance exercises that deal with the core, okay? So let's say I wanted to add these here. Obviously I'm using these. I can star them as well so they show up next time at the top. Let's say the tummy tuck, or this tummy vacuum thing. Okay, now we'll notice that we got our 3 resistance exercises now in our core section, okay? You'll notice there's been a new field. This intensity field has been added, which our stretching section obviously doesn't have because this is with relative intensity and weight. We'd go in here and hit edit, and we could put our same thing, maybe 3 sets of, 10 to 12 reps. And then you could add your intensities in there, your weight. Now you don't have to put anything in these fields. You can, if you want to do weight, for example, you could put weight in there. If this was something that on a barbell or a bench, you wanted to put 125 pounds or, 60 kilograms, whatever you want, you can put in there. Your tempos, your rest. Now, for example, if this was a drop set or something, you wanted them to do this and then drop set into that, you would just click over here on the left and you'll see this little thing pop up. You can click that middle and you would just want to make sure you put zero rest. And then here you maybe give them a, maybe 1 minute, okay, or something like that. And then once we have this filled out, we hit save, okay? Now this is how you're gonna build it. So now we have our warm-up section, we have a core section, and let's say we maybe want them to do some cardio. Now this is gonna be a program, okay? So this 4-week program, let's say we want them to have some cardio. We can go add section. Let's just call this C and hit cardio and hit save. And once this saves, I'll save it, sorry. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this down the bottom. I just like dropping my things at the bottom here. So I'm gonna drop that down here, and then I'm gonna switch this out to cardio. And once we're in cardio, I go ahead and add exercise. And if I went cardio here and searched, it's gonna bring all the cardio stuff up. Let's say, for example, on this one, I want them to do, let's go over to the next section here. Let's say I want them to do the rower or something like that, hit add. That's gonna drop the rower on there. We can hit edit. And then when here we do the same thing. We have a duration tab now. You'll notice there's duration rather than tempo. So this duration you could put in there for, either yards or miles, whatever, 2 miles or 100 yards or whatever time. Put your time in there and hit save. And once that's in here, you'll notice now in our programming, we have a warm-up section, we have a core section, and we have a cardio section. Now, if this is your program, you can add a bunch of other sections to this as well. Make sure the next would be either B or D. Don't use the same one. C, use something different. Once this is built, our next step, hit save. The next step for this is to go put this on the workout schedule. Okay, so we click workout schedule next. And now we're going to build out our periodization, right? So once we're in here, we're going to go in and say, okay, we're going to put our warm up. We want them to warm up here in the morning, and we want them to do this core section, you know, right after. So basically all an AM workout. And then let's say we want them to do some cardio in the afternoon. Okay. Now this is where I come to guys telling you that I don't build programs. So if I'm doing this wrong, please don't shoot me. But this is considered a workout. Okay. So if you notice, if I drag a workout, it's going to drag just this top section because this is just a workout for the stretching and the resistance, the core section. Okay. If I put this with it, for example, if I go back into here and I were to move and then add that below, and you'll notice now this is a whole entire workout. Okay. Because everything isn't combined. They're going to do their warm up. They're going to do their resistance, core, and then they're going to do cardio after that. Okay. But if I wanted to break this down and have them do their stretching, their core, and cardio in the afternoon, then I would need to go back and go section and move that section back down to the PM slot. Okay. And once we have this on here, you'll notice now we can manipulate it. Okay. That's day one. If we want them to, let's hit copy, and we can now copy the section. So if I want them now on the next day, I want them to do just stretching, I can move the stretching section over to day two, like right here. Okay. And then resistance, I want to go back over here and do the workout, and I want them to do day three, the workout here. Okay. And then just kind of do that throughout we're working on this right here too, you guys. I'm working on my mouse, but making these a little bit easier to add. But once you add them on here, then you can move them around however you like. Same thing with sections. So I'm gonna do section, and I want to copy. So I want to move these over to like that, right? Make this a little easier. Stretching section now in the morning. So we just build it out that way. Now this is going to be a 4-week program. So I'm like in no particular order. I'm just going to kind of build this out real quick. Okay. Might not make any sense, but if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat box so I can answer those when I'm done.
Yeah, Nicholas has a question when you're all done with that.
So cool. All right. So for example, now I have somewhat of a periodization, right? The first day they're going to do their stretch. Right after stretch, they're going to do their core resistance workout. And then in the afternoon sometime, they're going to do their cardio. Next day, they'll do stretching. The following day, they're going to do their stretching, core workout, their cardio. Day 4 is off. Day 5, obviously you see what they're doing here. Day 6 and day 7 are off, okay? So once we get this all on the workout schedule for 4 weeks, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, how do I know what day they're going to start? And I'll show you that here in a second. But if we want to drag anything out of here, say we made a mistake, I don't want them to stretch this day, then just drag it down here and drag it so it removes it from the schedule, okay? And so that's how you move stuff off. It's just by dragging it here, and it gets rid of it, okay? I do want to make one suggestion. People do get busy. I understand you guys get a phone call, whatever. Just make sure if you get this all filled out, make sure you hit save. If you don't, it's going to go back to nothing, okay? So just make sure you hit save. Once you click save, you'll notice you'll have another button that pops up, okay? It's going to now have assign. So once you have an option to assign this to a client, okay? You'll select what client you want, and then that's where your start date starts, okay? So for example, if I selected today, then you'll notice that this will now turn into, say, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that way, okay? Because right now it's just, we don't know what day we're going to assign it. So we assign it. We go in there, we can select, Brian, have him start maybe on Monday next week, and then hit assign. What happens now, he gets notified and he'll start that program on the 20th, okay? So this would say Monday. Just so you know as well, this is how our schedule works. We're looking at, new things on the new platform, but just because it's on a Monday or in a time slot, your client can come and do this at any time. They can log their workouts. So if he missed Monday, it's Tuesday that he can do that Monday's workout still. Okay. That's just how we do this. So we do have, athletes, that are using the program. So the periodization is very, very specific. So there's certain days they have to work out and time slots. And so we had to have the schedule this way. Okay. So once you have that assigned, you'll notice, let me just assign this real quick. I don't think my, so actually let me do this because this happens a lot. Let's say, for example, I saved it, but I pop out of here and say, for example, I went into my members area, right? People say, hey, what happened to that program? Okay. Well, the program wasn't lost. You go back into the programs, right? And just go to assign programs here. And that program we just did will fall under unassigned. Okay. So that core workout's right here. We saved it, but we haven't assigned it yet. So we can always go back into here now, and then we can assign it right from here. Okay. So we can assign it to Brian, have him start on the 20th, hit assign, and he'll start that program. Now, once it's been assigned, you'll notice you'll go to assign programs, or you can go to the top, however you want to do it, and you can select Brian, and you'll see his upcoming program, all his past programs right in this area, okay? So he's currently not in a program. I think my tester client is. Yeah, so you'll notice my tester client's currently in a program. So it's gonna say what the program is, what they're doing. He has a cardio circuit, stretches, 2 stretching sections. So it's gonna kind of give you a brief overview of what program this client's in, his start date, his end date. And at any given time, you can go into the program, make adjustments to it. So if I wanted to go make adjustment to his program, I could click on the program he's in here, hit core program, and that takes me right back into his program. I'd want to go into the sections builder first. And I would be able to go in here and make some adjustments. Okay, I could change up the sets and the reps and all that stuff. But once I did that, make sure you hit save. And then once you log out, next time he logs into the program, he'll see the adjustments. If you add a section, so for example, if I wanted to, if I wanted to add a new section to the program, and once I add it into here, just make sure you go and add that new section to the workout schedule as well, okay? Because currently he's in a program. If I added a new section, let's say it was, a D section or an E or something like that, and I want him to swim or something, then I'd have to add from here, I'd have to add it over to the workout schedule, hit save, and then that adds it to the program, okay? All right, Vanessa, did that help? All right, cool. Perfect. Well, hope that helped, guys. I know Nick has a question. You have a question real quick, Nick?
Yeah, he asked if he sets up a trial period for a new client so they can test out his services, does he do the 14-day trial account?
Yeah, so no. PTEnhance.com, for example, if you want your client to try out your system, is that what you're meaning, like as a client?
That's the way I take it, yes.
Yeah, because PTEnhance.com, if you had him go a 14-day trial, that it's going to give him a trainer account. If you want a client to come in, for example, and try you out, then you could go in and add the member. So for example, go in and add client or contact. And let's just say, I'm going to put Jason in there let's put Jason, whatever his last name is, put his email in there. And the reason why I do this, guys, here, I make all these weird things up, is I've done this before, and I've had people email me and say, hey, what is this all about? Because I actually picked someone's name and, their actual email, because the system's going to let them know, right? At email. Hopefully that no one has this email. What I would do here is I'd go into all this information, right? And I would say, I'm going to deactivate this client after 14 days, okay? So this client is now going to be able to use my system once I hit save. What's going to happen is, I didn't add this here. I'd add myself. Once I do that, you'll notice now in my member list, this client, Jason Fit, just got notified. He can now log into the client portal and access, my calendar. He can buy programs from me. He has access to messaging. If I wanted to create a little demo program for him, I can. And what's going to happen though, is you'll notice that this account will deactivate on the 28th, which just means that this client, he has 14 days to try, my programming, have access to me as a trainer. If I want to send him an assessment or whatever, I can. But what happens after the 14 days, it doesn't lose the information. What it does, it deactivates. This client no longer has access to the software. And what will happen is it will deactivate them and put them into if you go under the member area, it'll put them in the inactive folder. So once it puts them in the inactive folder, then you can go back in, and if he decides he wants to become a client, then you can just reactivate, hit activate. The system will send the login information back to that client, and you'll have access to the software, okay? It won't deactivate. Oh yeah, it'll deactivate automatically. Yes. So if you set that up that way, so for example, if I go back in that client and I were to go view or edit account, you'll notice it's going to automatically deactivate the client on the 28th. Okay. And what happens, it just deactivates them, makes them inactive. It doesn't delete anything in there. Okay. So yeah, and we have a new feature that's coming out to you guys. I didn't want to bring it up yet because they're currently working on it, but it's going to make this process easier for you guys, so you can give people actually 30 days to try you out and book into sessions and all that stuff. And after the 30 days, it does the same thing. It deactivates them and puts them as a inactive client, and then you'd have to upgrade them from there. But the goal behind this would be to have them come in, see your software, book an appointment with you, maybe send them assessment or health history form or a sample program. They can go through that process, and then within that 14 days, you want to upgrade them into a membership or some type of paid programming or program design or something like that, life coaching, whatever you guys are doing. Same thing, that client now is active for 14 days, so I can go in there, I can send them assessments. If I want to send them maybe a consent form, or I want to send them like a health and fitness goals, I would just go into here, hit assign, select that Jason Fit guy we just did, hit assign. He gets notified. He gets a questionnaire, health and fitness goals. Same thing with resources. If you guys are uploading your resources into your account, go into client resources. Maybe there's a welcome video, a video about maybe a little bit about yourself. You can go into here. Let's say that what this was. I would just hit assign to client or group, select that Jason Fit, and say, hey Jay, thanks for trying me out for 14 days. Here's a quick video I made for you, whatever. Hit assign, and then Jason can watch that video. Okay. Now we do have resources in there as well. So if you want to send them videos that we have, like thoughts, breathing, movement, hydration, anything like that, you can send those. Say for example, if I wanted to send, mind calming tips or whatever, I can go over here and hit assign to client or group. Same thing with Jason. Hit Jason Fit, hit assign, and then he gets to watch that video. Okay. So, and at any given time, just remember after those 14 days, that client will no longer have access. Now, if you want to change that, all you do is go into the members area, find that client, Jason, click these 3 groups here, and then you can hit view or edit account, and then just say, hey, I don't want to deactivate anymore, just delete that out of there. And then once you delete that out of there and hit save, then it's no longer, he won't get deactivated anymore. Okay. All right, guys, that's been an hour. Like I said, I got to try to keep these to an hour because of the comments I'll be getting from you guys. So hopefully that helped this week. If you guys have any questions, please feel free. Wait, we do have another question. Say I have 30 people wanting to have a trial. Only folds. If you have 30 people wanting to have a trial and my membership only holds 50, do the trials count as taking up one? Yes, they do. What happens is the new feature won't. Okay, the new feature will not, and that's what we're releasing here in a couple weeks. Will not go towards your actual active client list. It's going to be considered a premium contact. But right now, if you had 30 people want to have a trial, just have them put those 30 people on for 14 days, have them deactivate, and then after 14 days, they go to inactive, and they don't take up any more of your account. The way our system works, guys, is you'll notice in your system, if you have a 50 client account, it just means that there's 50 active clients actively using your software, logging in and booking in and stuff like that. If you deactivate somebody, so say for example, right now I had 50 people on my account, so I'm 50 out of 50. What I need to do is go in my member list and say I can't add anybody else. See, I'm currently using 30 out of 100, but let's just pretend it says I'm using 50 out of 50. What I would do is I'd go to Jason, and I would hit deactivate, and you'll notice it drop down, and then it would say I have 49 of 50 left. So when it deactivates the clients and makes them inactive, it takes away one of those active clients. Okay, so hopefully that helped whoever asked that. All right, guys, hope that was helpful. I'll see you guys, like I said, 9 o'clock next week. Bring your questions. You obviously have access to those forms, so if you want to submit a question for me to go review, I can do that. But hopefully, Vanessa, that was helpful, and anyone else that was on the call. And like I said, we do this for you guys. Hopefully, I know our system has a lot more features than most of the other platforms out there. And this new design that we're putting out for the new platform is very, very exciting. So a lot of the questions I get from you guys and the feedback, I'm making really a long list. I mean, I've been doing this for 3 years now, so the list is very, very long, but I kind of have an idea of how to make, building programs easier, navigating easier, so on and so forth. Okay. So like I said, we build our system based on feedback from you guys. So the more active you guys are, the more feedback you share, the better that we can make this platform for you. Okay. So once again, guys, hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for attending. And I believe, yeah, that's it. I will see you guys next Tuesday, 9 a.m. I will record this. I'll have this in the Facebook group and also upload it to the YouTube as well. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Have a great week. Cheers.